what it is.
How you doing,
Oh,
bro?
hello.
What's up, cuz?
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm just gonna go
Yo,
to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
cool. I gotta ask Chair what his PFP is. What's going on, Co?
Hey, brother. Just doing some operations. Working on getting a VPS set up for several websites. Been waiting to set up these websites until I had the proper control panel and everything the way I wanted it. Didn't want to have to switch.
Does that stand for um um
Does what
is the S a service?
does what stand for?
VPS? What's VPS stand for?
Oh, virtual private server.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
basically just a server, a Linux server.
You know you gotta talk dumb with me with that stuff.
I don't know. Understandable. But yeah,
Half
no,
the time I get it, half the time
I'm using
like, what
I'm
was
using an
that?
open source control panel essentially to set up all the configurations to easily set up the configurations for websites and mail servers. Yeah, buddy. Now Lens is actually I don't know if you noticed this or if you used, but they are not sponsoring or they're not it's the dispatcher no longer is paying for posts.
Yeah,
So it's going to
that
make
makes
people
sense.
contemplate what they want to actually post or collect.
hmm It'll also make the protocols that broadcast throughout the Lens ecosystem rather than just on one will make a splash in comparison to the ones that seem to be siloed for some reason.
Mm,
I think they missed the point.
it makes sense. But these pennies gonna add up. All these pennies add up. I mean, I don't mind, doing transactions on a Polygon for like, but if I'm operating on social media, right? If every comment costs 3 cents or
Oh
something,
gosh,
it's gonna
be ridiculous.
let me
Because
see what
that's
it
gonna,
is.
eventually Polygon will still be the cheaper network, but it'll be a few bucks per transaction rather than like $200.
Right. And a lot of people are going to make a lot of solutions. I mean, there's, everyone's doing their own social graph now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So what's new with you? How are you?
I've been doing a lot of like, higher level stuff for Molot Cloud Chip.
Nice.
Kind of in the background, getting a lot of shit set up. So like, getting ready to start taking off. We'll
It's
start
exciting.
our quest chain soon. And we have Panvala and Mochi coming to our community call next Wednesday.
That'll be really interesting. A lot of people are liking Mochi. Moki.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty dope.
So I just tried to comment on Web3 Academy, which I'm very glad to see they're posting, considering they have 56,000 followers. Mostly bots, I'm sure, but they did this huge campaign. You saw that, right? I was talking about that. They did a huge campaign about giving away lens handles, and then they kept like rugging everyone. They're like, "Oh well, Twitter was botted, so we can't give them to everyone." And then I had this like beef with them, this like grudge about them rugging everybody on like 3 different And they're supposed to be the Web3 Academy. What are they showing us how to rug properly? You know? And then I finally talked to them like, yeah, we gave away 1,000 handles. But yeah, they're posting now. But I just tried to post a comment. It said transaction failed, cannot read properties of undefined 2-hex string. So
Hello, hello.
hello.
Yo, welcome to everybody. We got Chair, Penguin, Time Ed, and Peeth joining us. How's
Welcome,
everyone's week
What
been?
up?
Thank you, good sir.
What's up, everybody?
Yo,
What the
yo, yo,
What
yo.
is happening with this mochi? People making bank?
With
Hi, baby.
Mochi?
What?
You
Yeah.
know it.
Really? I don't
Hunting? What's happening?
Yo, you gotta play the Mochi game, bro. There's an OP airdrop attached to it.
Welcome,
MoMA?
chair.
What are we?
Mochi.
Yeah, I saw you guys shilling it like the last week or the week before, but I didn't know that the rewards are this serious. Like it says, what is like two OP per check-in or what the fuck?
Well, it was
Per,
kind of,
per
that part was quiet.
what?
That part was quiet. You know, like, they didn't really advertise that. Did you notice that? I mean, but we're about to have Mochi and Panvala come to our community call on Mullet Cloudship on Wednesday. So if any of you all want to get a rundown on Mochi or Panvala, come out to the Mullet Cloudship call on Wednesday at noon.
Nice, sounds good. But yeah, so it's like 2 OP per mochi token, and you get like 3 mochi token per check-in or something like that. Is it?
Yeah, so if you're getting, like, I bonded at the highest level, super firm, so I'm earning 4 Mochi tokens per check-in.
So you're earning
And
8 OPs per
and
check-in.
yeah, and you can have it. Every Mochi game is its separate instance and its own separate smart contracts per community. So we have one here in Metagame, but I just got ours set up in Mullet Cloudship, and my next journey starts on Monday, so I can have simultaneous journeys running in multiple servers and earn even more on that airdrop. I'm actually working with the Mochi team to build out our own dashboard for Mullet Cloudship, where our team, Mullet Digital, bonds to the overall project. We curate tasks for the community to bond to and give supportive tasks, and basically that acts as a voting signal what the community wants to see built first.
But you said like it goes per community, like you can't have multiple teams inside a single. I mean, you can have multiple teams, but you don't get OP per every team.
I believe you get OP per every mochi that you're earning, no matter how many communities you're earning in.
Right, but only one per person per community, or is it like no matter how many
Right.
teams? Yeah, okay.
Right, you can only be on one team or on one journey at a time per server. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, we'd all have like 10 journeys going all at the same time.
How many are you on? So you're in metagame, in Cloudship?
Yeah, I could technically start another one in Mochi, but
I was just
I
gonna
think
say, you could,
that's
yeah,
enough.
yeah. You could technically do that, like, because they have you can do a journey in Mochi game server.
I mean, if anyone wants to start a game, I would be down with starting another game just so that people had an opportunity to join with someone they trusted.
Well,
It's probably not going to get them slashed as much.
Hmm.
We
Those
also
are-
have openings on Cloudship. After the Wednesday community call, we're going to open it up to the rest of the community to utilize in that server too. So, yeah, welcome to hop on board. Magic, Chair, Penguin, great to see you all today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us.
Hey, morning.
For those of you who don't know yet, we have an exciting call today. We have Chair here and Magic, the founder, of infinity keys. If you don't know about that, you're gonna know about that. You're gonna love it. Metagamers, I mean, come on. This is made for us. Um, and we've got Penguin, one of our very own Octos, who is also a gamer and a game developer as well. And we're gonna we're gonna do a bit of highlight on Penguin, probably first before anything else. Other than, we're just kind of doing a community check-in right now. Everyone's welcome to talk. Tell us about, how are you doing mentally? Hopefully everyone's doing well today. Tell us what you're working on. And in a little bit, we'll get into highlighting a bit of what Penguin has been up to and what he has done in the past here.
Share what you're making.
We're tearing
Are we gonna go in order or should call people out? Everybody
No,
chill.
hop on if you want to. Talk all you want. It's kind of a free flow right now.
Welp, it's content. That's what we're making.
Yeah. It's a vibe. And it's pure and simple. That's it. It's content. Oh, that's funny. But now, like, we've been, like, me and Co have been, looking into Lens Protocol and just having a bunch of fun making friends, essentially. And yeah, like, we're making content and now you know, now it is content, like this, it's kind of like a media consultation type of thing. So like if someone needs like a video or like just like a look over at an idea or something, just like kind of vibes. Like wish making, I'm the genie man. You already know, everyone here knows the flex. It's like I'm
Oh yeah,
put wishes on chain basically. So yeah.
that's cool.
W3LP man. Well, yeah.
I'm calling our decentralized media outlet a demo.
Ooh.
Demo.
I love it.
I like it. Like it.
I love that, bro. That's vibes.
Hey all, this is Magic, aka Andy. It's good to see some of you. Nick from the West Ham contingent. Good to see you, Peeth. I actually met Peeth in like 2019 NFT NYC. I don't know if you remember, but there was like the one room, and there weren't very many people there. And it was like Bitcoin art and stuff like that, but it was still fun. It was right before DeFi summer and everything. So yeah, it's good to meet all you guys. Like we all run in half the same circles, so I've got a bunch of familiar names here, but it's good to be here and say hey and hang out.
Hey, I didn't know you're the founder of Infinity Keys. I missed that. But I remember talking to you like years ago.
Well, I hadn't founded it then. It was I was working for Status then, and so I didn't. I wasn't even full time in crypto, but that like came over in 2020. Like I started working for freelancing a bit, and then eventually Chainlink Labs, and then at the beginning of last year, just about a year ago, I left Chainlink and started this little thing. And it started out as kind of a demo and a hope, and then we got Chair along for the ride, and a couple other people who are just killer people, and it's working. The thing's working. But anyways, good to meet you, man. All right, I see you again. Meet you again.
Awesome. Great to hear. And yeah, looking forward to hearing more. Sorry, doing the penguin profile. We're doing infinity keys. What's happening?
Whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah, we were just chilling for a bit, having our community get together. We don't have as hard a time cap today, just because we weren't able to sneak Cometh in. We'll have to get them on another time, but so we just have our main guests, Infinity Keys, and our player profile, Penguin. And whenever everybody's ready, we'll get started with Penguin.
I can interject real quick.
Yeah.
I've been working on a pull request for like the last 2.5 weeks. Every time I would find a bug, or every time I would squash a bug, I would find something new that just needed a little bit of attention. And I've got it's another one of those 4,000 lines changed deals. It's going to be a pain to review, but that's what it's it. Site's loading better. Source cred is now syncing correctly, as is Discord, and there was a ceramic. Every external system we interface with, there was some bug in how they were in the syncing for them. So all that's fixed, and hopefully, I sent Alec a message and asked. It's got a hydration error, which is when what's rendered on the server side doesn't match what the client renders. It's not a huge deal, and I would like to go ahead and push it without having to fix that. But we'll see what Alec says. Well, that's me.
Awesome. Anybody else have any updates before we move on to our player highlight of the week?
I guess
Oh.
I can update real quick. I think I'm pretty much wrapped up with my PR. I added ENS to the app, so at this point it's just waiting for another review, and I think it should be good to go. But yeah, I wanted to give that quick update and say hello.
I do have a question before we start. Sarah, what is your PFP? It's pretty dope looking.
It's from an
texture
anime
punk?
called DRRR. It was like a Discord server anime in 2008. It's pretty cool. Check it out if you like that. But
Definitely.
Zero and chair sound similar.
I believe it
I
was
wasn't sure
chair.
what you said. It's a texture punk. Texture
Texture
punks.
Too cool
.com.
looking,
Texture
bro.
punks. Yeah, we actually I'll get into it when we go deeper on Infinity Key stuff, but we have a partner, or we not even partner, but we just did some fun stuff for their community, and it's been a lot of fun.
Cool.
They have a funny, really. Oh, and metagame tie-in. Share what you're making with Chair and Bacon interviewed Texture, who's one of the founding in the group of founding people of Ethereum that was in the hot tub. And if you want to know what the hot tub is, you have to listen to the episode. But so met Texture then, and he made us aware that Texture Punks was even happening. Bacon found he was posting on Twitter why do no podcasts want to not, interview me? I'm a founder of Ethereum. So eventually we interviewed him. He's awesome. I really recommend listening to that interview just to kind of gain an insight, and there's just no interviews with him. But so that community is really, really cool. There's so many OGs. It's just crypto Twitter OGs and OGs of whatever, everything that are in there, but they do zero marketing. So we did a couple puzzles with Infinity Keys, and there's a few packs out there to claim if you do have a texture punk.
So a bit of trivia about texture punks that you might not know, Chair. Did you know that texture punks were supposed to be the collection that we dropped on Dropper as the initial collection with?
It was no, I did not know that at all.
Yeah, yeah. So it's funny. Michael, Exiled Surfer, has had a texture punk for about a year as his profile picture. That was supposed to be one of our first drops on the Dropper platform. Fun bit of trivia.
The world is very small.
Yeah.
It's tiny, tiny.
Yeah, totally. See, this is why I didn't even have to tease anybody with this, just because I wanted everyone to come organically. But anytime Chair's on the show, you're always gonna get alpha. Anytime Penguin's on the show, you're always gonna get alpha. So we're all at a great show.
Yeah,
Cool
thanks
stuff.
for reaching out, Musashi and Chair. Thank you for also reaching out and requesting that I be the player spotlight. I think we really fit well together, especially with what we're working on right now. So it's a great time for us to kind of groove and talk about what we've been working on. I'm just gonna
Totally.
get started a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah, let's have Penguin get started. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you came from, how you got involved with metagame, and then what are you doing now?
Sure. Yeah, so my name is Penguin. I'm a software developer from California. Uh, Much like other penguins, I don't really think that there's that much special about me. It's one of the reasons that I picked Penguin instead of like something flashy, is because I always considered myself as kind of like one of many, which, as a software developer, you kind of feel that way already, being put in a cubicle and made to write code. It it has a little bit of demoralizing senses. So when I saw DAO Life and was able to read the metagame propaganda on the internet, it instantly like infected my brain, and I was like, yes, this like while I was getting my Starbucks, I would debate with Pete and Peter in the early metagame days, and a whole bunch of amazing kind of minds that were talking about uh, basically not doing what I was doing at the time, and doing things better so they were more decentralized and people could kind of do what they wanted. So as COVID hit, my like online time grew a lot. So I didn't have to go into the office anymore, and I could pretty much lead a double life, which meant I was up to like 5 a.m. uh down the rabbit hole learning about metagame and raid guild and some of the early metacartel stuff. I created another DAO called Defiant Pixel Society with the head of now Rarible, uh, the people from Cypher Media, Kyle Stargarden, basically a bunch of people that were kind of like early artists, and um, then kind of drew everyone towards metagame that I could as we started doing like virtual productions. So the non-con was like one of the first things that I like hopped in and did some stuff for metagame for, and when the time was in CET, my like ethnic centric brain thought that it was like Central Time, and I didn't even realize that it was European time, Central European time. And so when my alarm went off at like 2 a.m. to start work, I was like, "What's going on?" And so I moderated uh, a couple hours, like in the middle of the night, and met a whole bunch of people for the virtual conference that I wasn't really sure exactly who I was talking to, and that's kind of like true of like any early meeting that you do with people, is that you don't really know who you're meeting. So the people that you meet end up becoming um people that do significant things, and like the same is true. Like I met Rev of Atlantis World super early too, and he was doing a project with like corn and like little farm. It looked kind of like a Farmville style game, and gave him some feedback on that. But as you fall down the rabbit hole, you start to like build a connection. And metagame has always been really strong at like building that connection and finding people that you like to work with and that are interesting. And it wasn't really that prescriptive of what to do. So as long as you wanted to go work on something with um, someone, there's always kind of a lot of things that you could do to be supportive. So like we edited videos, we made a bunch of NFTs, and like the core of metagame is also like building that network and supporting other people. So I kind of took like the development work that I had done and like this hunger for knowledge and tried to basically help as many people as I could and learn as much as I could, as I also was falling down the rabbit hole. So basically, that was the end of 2019, 2020 when a lot of that was happening. So we were still kind of before DeFi summer happened, like right around there in 2020 when Yearn opened up. And after the first couple of conferences, I love doing that. So I was also in law school at the time, and we had MetaFest, which was going to be the first MetaFest. So we originally did non-con, and then we did another. We were like trying to come up like with the next one, and we Pete specifically helped kind of shape the idea for MetaFest, and then I really took leadership on that and had to drop out of law school because of the crazy commitment that we did for MetaFest. But was one of the most amazing experiences of my life to host that and kind of help coordinate and run that. It was definitely challenging, more challenging than a lot of jobs to try and coordinate. I don't know how many people were involved, but the first MetaFest, Bogey was has been there for all the MetaFests, not Intercon, I don't believe, but he knows just how crazy and hectic it was, and he's always held it down as the magic genie that he he is. Um, it was a really coordinated effort, and it showed that a couple of people can get together on the internet and do something that would normally take millions of dollars and sponsors and stuff to do, and we had a world class, pretty much ETH Denver for free, you know, for sweat, and it is
I
still.
remember the last one. It was really awesome. And even though it was a lot of work, it was some of those moments were some of the most fun moments I ever had in metagame. And I'm still editing videos that just crack me up left and right from that from that event.
Yeah, if anyone has not had a chance to check out MetaFest, I definitely recommend checking out the YouTube videos. So Meta Media is the YouTube channel, and it has a large library of talks that we've done with creators and in like opinion leaders, founders of Ethereum, all kinds of people. Obviously we've had Giveth and Gitcoin highlighted. Griff and um, every one of the developers that you can think of. Austin has had a couple of features. And so basically the Web3 community has always been very supportive and open, and because of that is the only reason that we've been able to do something like that, is because we're building a community, and metagame has kind of been core to a lot of people's journey through that, and it might not have been as focused or uh, like profit motivated, but the experiences and connections that people built during their time in metagame, or some like on the periphery of metagame, like help to stabilize and like build stronger networks within. And like, as we build the filtering mechanism, one of the key parts of metagame has been that it's not profit motivated, we're community motivated. And I think, obviously priorities change over time, and the core group of people always is kind of churning, but that's true of any kind of organization. So staying relevant and um, being able to build new connections is like a critical part of an organization. So
Absolutely.
after basically MetaFest, I kind of broke off and did some other things. I did a project with Vinay Gupta called Never Touch Fiat Again, where I bought a bunch of gold, and then I gave all the gold to my NFTs. And then some friends from Defiant Pixel Society and Metagame got together, and we made some really cool art NFTs, and we used Materium to basically transfer the gold rights if anyone bought the NFTs. So I actually have the gold bars for two of my NFTs here that were delivered. So I've got a 50-gram bar and a 1-ounce bar. So the first digital gold, essentially, that was all done through NFTs, so real gold assets, and that was 2020. And yeah, since then I've been making a game. So I made Mud.xyz, and Battle for Evermore was the first game that we made for it.
And
And
these links are in the chat for everyone who's in here. They're in the built-in town hall chat, just so you can check these out. They're awesome.
so Mud.xyz came out shortly after Loot. So Loot was the pretty much first NFT that had dynamic SVGs built in, so that you don't need to go anywhere to get the artwork for a piece. It's all created in the app using dynamic SVGs. And so the first stuff was all based on kind of like Dungeons and Dragons text-based kind of games. Well, I actually have a history in text-based games. I have been running a game called Waterdeep since 1997. So it's still online today. I still have lots of people that come in and like, hey, is this game still online? And people are amazed because it's like one of the games that I learned to program on. It's kind of the foundation of games where there's no graphics. It's Dungeons and Dragons where the computer rolls all the dice. And so Mud.xyz, I definitely tried to modernize and take a lot of the old style of gaming and make it something that my wife or mother or my daughter could play, and because I wanted to make it something that anyone could play. If you have an NFT, I wanted to like really provide utility for it. So not only could you use our NFTs, you can pretty much use any NFTs. And because like the community aspect, I tried to make it so that it was really easy for other people to create areas. So in MetaFest 2, I actually did a building workshop where in the 30 minutes that I had, I created an area from start to finish. So that was one of the sessions, and I recreated a Dota map. So I definitely recommend checking that out if you want to learn a little bit more about the tools, or come check out the Discord. But you know, it's really hard to make an NFT game and to keep kind of like the retro feel going. So um, the actual game is going to be uh, slowing down on development. We made some new levels. We made a brand new adventure. So they were kind of like, we built a lot of features, and there's not a lot more features to build on the current game mode. And so, yeah, we might be looking to make another game soon that has more graphics and is less retro feeling. But right now, the tools are set up so that anyone can create a level. You can find a new adventure, and that we really pushed on the NFT tech as well, so that it's easy to reward people for their efforts, and for us to like, extend things. So, kind of one of the big parts of like decentralization is that if we have to support things, and there's like a team that always has to be there, then the tokens are really always kind of at the mercy of uh, the owners. So at some point down the line, we're looking to open source the technology so that other people can make games as well. And but the core of it has been to help other people tell stories. So it would be awesome to have a metagame specific level that maybe you could go and you can learn about Nova, you could fight some Moloch enemies, or if we created levels that were specific to some of the challenges or education that we wanted to provide, then it's a really cool platform to kind of explore with that. So right now the game format is very much like a MOBA style game where you move around and you fight each other. Usually there's an objective for the area. So I created an Infinity Keys level that is not so much a hack and slash level, it's a puzzle level. I really love puzzles, and when Chair reached out to me, and Magic reached out to me about Infinity Keys, my wife was one of the first people that was like, "I'm in." Like she loved the Infinity Keys puzzles and has dedicated parts of her week and life to doing Infinity Keys, because puzzles are like one of the ways that our brain gets these rewards for doing things. So everything that we do is kind of like dopamine based, right? And having little challenges that make us smarter and make us think of new ways of thinking challenges us. So yeah, I think that's pretty much a good segue into Infinity Keys. So I'm going to say a little bit more about kind of the promotion that we're doing for ETH Denver as well. We're going to make some ETH Denver specific levels and be featured in the arcade. So yeah, definitely come check out. And if you engage with any of these levels, there will be NFT rewards that we will send people, so you can claim it. So definitely check out that stuff. It's a really cool game. Happy to answer any questions, or if someone wants a hero and is not able to get one, we've got free to play characters, so you don't really even need a hero to play some of this stuff. So feel free to hop in, and I'm also happy to sponsor anyone that wants a cool character that is a friend, and yeah. So check us out. Definitely check out the Infinity Keys level, and check out the ETH Denver level. So I'm gonna be
Yeah.
at ETH, and yeah, definitely recommend you come up and see me. I'll have all kinds of swag as always.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look
If any
forward
of
to
you all
back.
don't know, Penguin does amazing swag. If you ever see him at a conference, ask him about it. And if you all haven't come out and played Heroes of Evermore on their server, you've got to. It's a fun game. but even more fun than the game is just hanging out with all the people. Great people, great fun times.
Thanks, Musashi. And yeah, I'm really excited to work with Chair Magic on this level. So thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna turn it over.
Thank you, Penguin. And if anyone wants to connect on any of those projects, again, I said I put those links in the chat. That includes the Twitter for computers or computer X, yeah, computers. That's Penguin. You can hit him up on Twitter or here on Discord. Penguin, thanks for sharing with us. You have been one of the most outstanding Octos I've ever seen in metagame, and really just appreciate all of your help that you've kind of passed down to other people, taking people under your wing, even so much as giving away your own project assets just so some of your friends can play with you. That's so awesome.
Well, thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here.
Yeah, awesome having you. And I've had the pleasure of meeting Penguin in real life, and I have to tell you, everybody, he's just as pleasant in real life as he sounds online. Chair, are you going to be the only one presenting today for Infinity Keys, or are we going to have you and Magic?
I think I could I'll kick it off and
Cool.
kick to Matt. Is Magic still in here?
Yeah, he's still in here.
Oh no, there.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
switched to Buffacorn PFP.
Yeah, he's being sneaky. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Let's I can get it going.
For everyone who doesn't know already, there is also a fellow Octo, a fellow player of Metagame, also a phenomenal, outstanding member of Metagame, has a podcast out of Metagame called Share What You're Making with Chair and Bacon. But I'm gonna let Chair share the rest from here on out. Please take it away and introduce yourself, and then tell us about Infinity Keys.
Thank you very much, Musashi. Thank you for hitting me up and inviting me for this session. Very excited to be back in here. It's overdue to be back amongst y'all and need to do it more regularly. I was a super heavy mega user during the COVID times, and everyone is still here, and it's awesome. It's really awesome to see. Penguin onboarded me. He asked me to speak at MetaFest 2, I think, which was early 2021, if my memory serves me correctly, and was just at was one of the last little nudges to get me out of my old corporate job and into Web3 freelancing, which Metagame and Metacartel and Raid Guild were like the foundation of. But people like Penguin and Yaler at Metacartel and Raid Guild and it's so many metagamers helped me with that transition, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So a big thank you to Penguin and Pete and everyone for making this community what it is. Yeah, I spoke at MetaFest 2, became a patron about a month later, and that was 2 years ago, which is really, or just about 2 years ago, which is really crazy to think.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, really, really nuts. In that time, I wrote a playbook or two that is useful or maybe not so useful, but I think it's still out there. But I think the podcast with Bacon has been really, really great. And we haven't had an episode in a while, but I think episode 9 will be recorded pretty soon. And has been a great. It's really fun to be able to spotlight people and projects and do in-depth, less formal and more loosey-goosey interviews with them, or be able to get loosey-goosey with them. And it's a lot of fun. Metagame props up that, like, we could not do that show. There's so many people that have done the art for posters, for the videos themselves, editing, notes, show notes, posting on Anchor, hype squatting, and shilling. Every, like, so many. So from artists to chillers to production people, content people, and it's really a pleasure to do that. And from there, many probably, I think Rainbow Rolls it might be the most notable one, which also had a bunch of metagame people on it, and wiped away a lot of medical debt for a lot of people, and donated a bunch of ETH to Giveth and Gitcoin, and was a wonderful, wonderful project. And that's where I met Magic last year, through the launch of that project. Penguin was the technical lead on. The metagame runs deep, but and into many projects. But I met Magic there and told me about Infinity Keys, and I was sold immediately. And so we've been cranking away now for almost a year now, formally, and we are live. Oh, I haven't dropped the links. I think I dropped the links in Townhall, but I'll drop them in the chat here. We're live at infinitykeys.io. We are a game-based. Sorry, hold on, guys. Let me get this puzzle. There we go. I dropped the links in chat. We're an incentive-based game platform, and we're building around the idea of engaging users through puzzles and puzzle-type games, scavenger hunt type games, and really the overall goal of being able to connect the communities and the players of many different games all into one ecosystem, which will be able to feed the community as a whole, or the ecosystem as a whole throughout those different communities. So, and we've already seen it happen with the partnerships that we have done early on, and it's really reinforced the effect of the games and the puzzles and what's possible. We find that people come in playing puzzles for one project, and immediately once they have completed those, diving into the next puzzles, which are featuring the next projects, and we get this really nice exposure effect that happens. We have some really exciting partnerships coming up. Things are really going to ramp up going into ETH Denver. We will be there. If you will be there, please connect with us. We will be everywhere doing everything. We will have puzzles live. We will have some things that will get you some comfy access to some things. Let's say if you participate, we have partnerships with Raid Brood that will be actively live at ETH Denver, as well as some fun Avagachi stuff in prep for some even bigger Avagachi stuff that's looking to be live. We are almost at quorum on the core prop and have plenty of time, and really, really high support from the Avagachi community, which is really amazing. Also on Polygon is Cometh.io, which couldn't make it today, but I believe Metagamer Ranko is over there holding it down there, Discord, and they are also on Polygon. They're also a very big game with a lot of and a fun game. I think first and foremost is a fun turn-based game with a lot of fun strategy wrinkles that you can play out the gate. So we will be partnering with them very soon, or we'll be releasing their puzzles very soon, as well as a really, like, everything that you see now at infinitykeys.io, from the UI to the art, Everything is due for a very, very fun upgrade that you'll start seeing right after ETH Denver. And going into the summer, things are going to get even sleeker, a lot more fun, a lot more. It'll be a lot more logical, your progression through the games, which puzzles you've done, which ones you should do, user accounts, linking socials, discords. It's about the pace is about to ramp up pretty mega here. So I'm very excited to be at this point, be able to have y'all check us out again if you've already seen it. Dive in again. There's a lot of new puzzles and things to do, and a lot more community members in the Discord that are there to help and hang out and have fun. And it's slowly building into a cool place to hang. And I've as everyone knows, Discords can blow up. So we've done that sort of ballooning thing where we've gone way over into the thousands of members, and now after a prune, we're at a pretty cool and sort of organic, natural place within the community, which is really, really fun, and hope to be as inviting and cool as metagame. I've kind of what we're building towards is people being able to create their own puzzles, and we have a way now for people who want to partner to be able to create their own puzzles, and for us to be able to stand those up pretty efficiently. It's gonna get even more efficient to the point where users will be able to create their own puzzles, launch them, own their own, choose the rewards that are associated with it, and own their own puzzle logic. And so that's the far not far reaching, but that's sort of that's the major goal that we're working towards. And things are getting, they have been really exciting, and they're getting even more exciting even day to day. Again, if you want to check anything out, all of our socials are up in the chat here, in the town hall. I'll kick it to Magic. I'm sure I missed a few details that he can cover.
Well, hi everybody.
Oh,
So I know a couple of you, but like what I want to tell you a little bit about is our grand scheme to take over the world. Like here's the evil plan without all the monologue stuff, and like why do we have infinity keys, and like what's the point in all this, and as a founder and as a business, like we need to make money in a product that people will use and do upgrades and all those sorts of things and make partnerships, and all of those things are happening very rapidly, and they're going great, and we continue to build. That's the story that I present to investors. But when I talk to a group like this, or potential investors, hopefully, but when I talk to a group like this, it's like I feel like you guys want to know a peek behind the curtain. And so here's the evil plan. It's not evil. Here's the good plan. Here's the plan. All right, it's a neutral plan. Here, the idea is, if anybody can make their own games, and everybody makes games, or not everybody, but enough people make their own games, NFTs and the EVM and composability let those games be tied together. And if you make a platform where there's a lot of people making small games, and the rewards for those games are requirements in other games, and anybody can match those things together, then all of a sudden what you're doing is creating a system where there can be these network effects. And my background is in social science, and one of the things we see with network effects is emergent phenomena. Really intense, amazing phenomena occur when the system is right for it, and all the pieces need to be in place. This is the really like big evil plan. It's not evil. Why do I keep saying evil? It feels funny, but that's the plan. Is like if there's a way. If there's a system by which people make small games, easy games that are achievable and that are fun and that are 5 minutes of their day and not hours and hours, and there's many of those, and there's a platform where you can make your own about whatever, then exactly hyperstructures, then we will see emergent effects and some really interesting things will happen. And I don't know what those things are. But I'm really excited to see what they might be. And so that's the point. That's the point of all of this. Is like, let's let people make games. Let's let people play games, and let's make all of those things very accessible to people, and let those things combine right now. So that's kind of like the big framework goal. Is that's how we change the world. Is we let people do this thing where you can make a requirement to collect an NFT, or you can make a puzzle that requires a passcode, or you can pull in an API and make have a requirement where somebody does a Steam achievement in a Web 2 game, or you can pull in Twitter and make sure they follow you, or you can require all four of those things, and then you get some achievement. And then somebody else, Musashi, comes in and says, okay, that achievement is cool. I want the people who have got that as this. And now you're driving people through all these multiple different communities and aspects and elements to create these effects. Now there's a lot of sort of psychology and game design that's in this, because if you make that too hard and complicated, people won't do it. That's one of the things we've learned. When Penguin's wife, when Sadbird started playing, there weren't very many people, because we were like, people want to play hard games. No, it turns out people don't want to play hard games. People want to feel good. And some really smart people want...
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I always thought that was a missed opportunity with Kevin Owaki's Gitcoin, what were they called? Kudos. Where, do you remember, does anybody know what those kudos were? Where you go and you like issue one to somebody else? And I think that didn't get exploited the right way, that all of those people that collected those should be able to be tickets to play. They should be able to come in and do what you're saying, which is, can I use this ticket to do this next one that levels me up here and it gets me this other quest, and then I can pass that on to one of my buddies that's going to do the same thing. Things like that.
Dude, and there's so many records of that on chain right now, of like all of Austin's NFTs.
They're still sitting there. I
have some, right? But
like maybe we should
anybody can use those.
Bootstrap it like that. Like, hey, let's figure some of these common metagame NFTs, some kudos, and all of a sudden now we've got a tribe. These people that have had these similar experiences.
Exactly.
And that tribe is there to just bring other people into the tribe that maybe don't have all the same ones, but maybe you've got one of 4, or you've got one of 9, and all of a sudden you're in, because at least you did some sort of side journey.
And now I can do some of the other ones too, and when I have time, so that's what we're up to. And on our way to that mission of having a platform where anybody can come and create something, there's some. Well, actually, let me back up. One of the things I really want to see this year, when we launch a build your own platform, right now we're making all these partnerships, and they're great and they're important, and we value them tremendously. Evermore and Cometh and Avagachi and all these things, many more Texture. But what I can't wait to see is when somebody who's not officially affiliated with the project just decides to make a quest about this project. Because you can't. You just okay, you need to collect the main NFT, and then you got to go find this item in the game, and then you got to answer a passcode, and they submit, and they come in and they just create that for community itself. That's like the midterm goal. That is a huge milestone for me that I'm really looking forward to. And we already see that starting. People come into our Discord and they say, hey, can we build this quest? And they come up with ideas. And it's really hard right now for us to let you build the quest. So we'll work with you, and we still have to do this. Plus it's a business. We do have to charge people and figure out that relationship so that we can pay for kids' braces and things like that. But okay, so then fast forward to all the stuff Chair said. We've got this platform, we've got this amazing team, and we've got these really great partnerships that are that are moving forward to create these pretty cool experiences. And one of the neat things, I'll leave you at this because I gotta jump. I'm talking to another Anon soon. But one of the things last year we started this with is I want to make a puzzle game for everybody. I want to have the branding be open and very chill and neutral. And it turns out that's not the way we want to go. It's fine to do that, and we don't want to scare people off. But really, the people who come in and are builders and who are intense, they want to get really into it. And so we're adjusting our branding. I'm really excited about this. You'll see on our Twitter, we've just changed the branding. Chair, can you post it in the chat? The new logo.
Post which one? Oh, the new logo?
Society.
Yeah. 1 second.
And so we are becoming a secret society. And it's a not so secret society. But this secret society, instead of protecting the halls of power and secrets, we are a secret society that embraces wonder. And so we create mystery. We bury things in mystery so that they can be found, because there are wonderful things in the world. There are these kudos that people have in community for participating in Gitcoin. There are insane weird achievements on indie games on Steam that only you and 5 other people have found. There are basic things. There's like, really basic stuff. And so that's what we're creating, is a secret society of people, a not so secret society of people who want to come together and build something special. So I'm super excited to talk to the Metagame crew. I've tracked what you guys are doing. There is a draft of the metagame welcome octopus, the welcome quest, as a requirement already kind of in our drafts. Like if that ever comes up, is something that we want to do. So you are not far from our hearts. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us, and I'll send it back to Chair and Musashi. Wait! Shout out to Musashi for being early OG in Infinity Keys and just coming through and giving us a little spark early on and saying, this is cool, keep doing what you're doing, and doing that. So thanks for that, man.
Hey.
I appreciate it very much.
Hey, and thank you. And before you leave, I just wanted to say this while you're still on. Moloch Digital has a special gift coming for you all for what you've done for the community.
Sick. If anybody ever wants to talk games and game design, I'm down. Just hit me on Twitter or on Lens or whatever. Before all of crypto, I was a professor. I was a professor of gaming. I have a research social science record. That's where I come from. I abandoned it for crypto,
a question.
And so I love talking about that
If
stuff.
you let me ask.
Yeah, sorry.
No, since you are so skilled at that, how are you going to navigate? Like you made a perfect example of it. If you have these hidden quests in your secret society, then that means something within this group. But how do you manage that there's a billion rabbit holes to go down, and to find a person that did the metagame, the this, that, compared to that, the kudo and this and that? It's such a small subset that somehow you have to do it. It's kind of like a higher up level where you're like, hey, have you ever played video games? Well, yeah, I did. And you're like, have you ever ridden a bus? Yeah, me. And so all of a sudden you've got all these people to choose from. But if you're like, you have to play Skyrim with World of Warcraft, with a little bit of Minecraft and some World of Tanks in there, you might not get the right people. So how do you navigate that where you're still be successful within game theory and everything that you know as a professor, of course?
Yeah, there's two things. One is you start at level 1-1. And when you beat level 1-1, you go to level 1-2, and then you go to level 1-3. And so you have to make an onboarding path for the game itself that is really easy. And it's way easier than you think. And the biggest mistake that I see people make when they're creating treasure hunts or games or Web3 or for anything is they start off making the game way too hard. And part of that is a relic of crypto, because we give rewards in tokens. So it has value, and therefore you have to have a hard challenge, but you just leave behind this massive opportunity. So that's one, is start way easier than you think you need to, and keep it easy. Now, it can't just be easy. It still has to feel like a payoff. And so that's where game design gets really tough there, is you have to have that smooth onboarding that ramps up at the right speed. And that takes testing and game design and all that sort of thing. So that's thing one. And tied in with that is make a lot, and I mean a lot, of easy to access stuff. And know that, like any game, the first 10 levels that are relatively easy, that's where most people are playing mobile games. And as soon as you up difficulty and people sort of get frustrated, you lose half the players or more, because they're not going to pay, they're not going to go. And that's a natural progression of games and mobile game development and all that stuff. So you just have to understand, okay, as I increase difficulty or increase the requirements or whatever it is, I'm losing players. Who am I losing? And so if you make these targeted niche games, you have to start open and wide and broad, and then let people walk into them and filter themselves out. At the end of that super niche group is still insanely valuable. That is a core group of players that has done this insanely cool thing that's very specific. They've targeted themselves, so they're really useful for you to know who they are and talk to. And they're probably going to help you build the next version of that quest because they're into it. So it's just about understanding that natural flow of sort of funneling.
Thank you
games
for
are
that.
hard.
So we've got So we've got octopuses coming out of our ears in this place around here. And we've got a bunch of people that have come through the front gates, a bunch that have left, but we got some hardcore people in metagame that want to see it succeed. So why can't metagame kind of get to that next inflection point? Is it that there wasn't a proper marketing budget to put it on all the billboards in Los Angeles? Is it something out of the reach of a core group of people that either lightning strikes, and it works, or you have to do this other thing, which is kind of pay your way in?
At the first barrier of resistance, you will lose 50% of your people. So we saw this on Finity Keys. As soon as you got to log in with a Web3 wallet, you lose people, and they will never come back. And then the next barrier of resistance, I need gas for a token. Okay, they're gone. And so when there are more of those barriers of resistance, you're just going to lose more and more people. And I don't know what all of those are on the metagame side. I've seen some of them, but like crypto platforms are hard. You got to get the wallet set up. You got to get it funded. And there's this massive leaps of trust and understanding payment rails and private keys before you're even using the platform. And then if the platform is challenging at all, like it just segues down. That's why NFTs did so well. You need two things, right? You need money you need a wallet, which Coinbase or MetaMask provides, or Rainbow or whatever, and you need to be able to get money on there, which you can do through Stripe or Swipe or whatever it is. And then you've got an NFT. There's so few barriers to entry there that's why that blew up. Whereas something like a metagame, you're doing a task, but how many steps do you need to even get to that task? You need quite a few. So you guys, I gotta go. I love talking about this stuff, and so I will talk about it later, but I do have to jump. Chair, you can take it from here.
Thank you so much, Andy. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, President.
Yeah, folks, I have a dentist appointment that I need to be on time for, so I will have to jump shortly as well. But
Yeah,
I
it's
am still
actually
here
1
for now.
o'clock anyways, so yeah, we really appreciate Chair, Penguin, Magic coming out and presenting. Any final thoughts for us? If you guys didn't already figure it out, Chair ran through some alpha, so did Magic, so did Penguin.
Yeah, lots of new puzzles. Let's put it that way. And like, there's yeah,
Very cool.
lots coming.
I'm super excited about all those cool partnerships. Like some of my favorite projects that you kind of wondering like, why aren't these guys getting attention? Why aren't these guys getting attention? Screw it. Let's all just partner together. We'll give each other the attention that each of them deserve. So dope.
Yeah,
Great
like the big the partnership thing, like that's what I see, like will start snowballing, or like making it easier for anybody to create a puzzle, which will be there with like with the build your own stuff. But even that intermediate pipeline is personally something I want to make a lot easier, probably after we upgrade to the next version of the site and get some of those things in a row. Making like that next step that isn't exactly make it in your own UI, but being able to get things out faster. I'm really excited about. That's going to be one of my focuses next month.
So cool.
I'd like to also say that if anyone is interested in creating a level for Battle for Evermore, I've got some tools in there that I'd be happy to help your story come to life too. We've got a lot of things that have helped to simplify kind of the story creation and area creation. So if you are interested in kind of playing that game or creating some levels there, feel free to reach out. There's a lot of creative opportunities, and I try and change it up regularly, do holiday events. So there's all kinds of cool things to do online. And as I said, we'll have a special East Denver level 2. So I'm going to be integrating the Buffercorn Build Brigade as playable characters in this coming up week. So if you have one of those, you also have a full new playable character. So stop by during East Denver. I'm up to a bunch of other crazy stuff but I tried to keep it focused so that I didn't sound like a crazy bird. So
some
thank you.
added by pressure on the old buffacorns right there. Thank you,
Teams will
Penguin.
have a Buckhorn thing too.
Good. I think I'm cutting out a little bit myself. Oh, so cool. Really happy to have everyone here. Really happy to have been able to have Infinity Keys and Penguin at the same time. That worked out so cool. Thanks, Chair, for you know, picking Penguin as the player highlight that you'd like to be alongside of in this call. Really cool
Oh, for
match.
sure. It's a no-brainer for me.
Heck yeah.
T-Bird is in here.
Yeah. Shout out to T-Bird.
What up, T-Bird?
Hey, what's up, y'all? I need to get back on the Patreon, plant some seeds and water them. I need to do that again. I've been doing IRL stuff, but always lurking.
We actually got a great opportunity coming up to do that. There will be more on this later, but we're going to be starting a kind of like a poor players savings pool with good ghosting to finance a couple metagamers to go to MetaFest this year. And so, you know, part of that rewards pool will be seed tokens, and you know, maybe as patrons we can kind of, and players, we can come together, save together, make a little bit of money, and then drop some of that in a pool for some of our fellow players or outstanding patrons to be able to go to MetaFest who may not otherwise be able to afford it. Just be looking out in the announcements. We'll make sure to announce that in the coming weeks. And yeah, that pretty much concludes our town hall, everyone. We'll still have people hanging out and talking and doing some business as well. So anyone is welcome to hang out, but feel free to drop and run if you need to. Again, thanks to Penguin and Chair for coming out. We're looking forward to all the stuff coming up.
Thank you for hosting.
Be happy to, especially this one.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have a meetup in East Denver with everybody that's there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to meeting Chair in person.
Chair's awesome.
What was that?
Are you gonna be in Denver?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Let's go. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's I'm trying to get my I've been actively we're gonna be doing a lot of things with Infinity Keys and I'm keeping those things straight, but the knowing how those conferences go and how your whole day changes because you met someone in the morning and it's just like, oh no, this is all out the window. You gotta be prepared for that too somehow. But I look
Totally.
forward to some great dinners and parties and good times.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I have to do some cleanup. I have to fix a few things and then go to the dentist, get my teeth fixed, and then come back. So I'm gonna run. I love you all very much. Have a
have
great
a
night.
Here's chair.
Take it easy, broski.
Take
See
care.
y'all.
Another Friday. Man, this year is whizzing on by.
Mhm.
It was just the other day.
Damn, what a meeting, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for stopping by, Aperion.
And what's the next one? So we got Factory DAO and what's the second guest? Perception.
Zach, coordinate.
Oh,
Yeah.
coordinate. Right.
Oh, snap.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a good one. That one's going to be live with some of them. We're going to have a live community call. Yeah, I mean, in real life, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You meant like a live stream or something.
Yeah, I realized. I was like, wait, not just live, but yeah, in real life.
I was like, don't we have that every time?